Tone. How's it going? What's up? What's up? Hey. Hey. Why am I the only one talking? Hey, but hey, I know. What are you going to get in on this?
Right
or
here.
what are we doing? I mean, are you even partaking in this party here?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, finally we started talking.
There's a gnat.
There's a what? There's not a gnat in this house. What are you talking about?
There is a gnat.
Oh,
Got it.
rude. Anyway, hey, we got a guest via live, kind of not really live, kind of sort of thing for our for our topic tonight. I know we were kind of working on a secondary topic.
Oh, we have part 2 of our
do we ever take off the uniform?
But we have a special guest, so
we do.
We have to work with their schedule. So
we have to work.
So
with
this
their
is an
schedule.
in-betweener.
This is an in-betweener. we do have it scheduled to go ahead and record it, and it will come out not the following week after this. So it is here. It is in the works. It is in the play.
And it's super exciting.
It is. I'm super excited about it.
I'm super excited about our guest tonight, though, too.
I'm not. This gives him free reign to say whatever he wants. It's recorded.
Well, yeah, but you get to edit.
I do get to edit. That is the fun part. Tonight we have, what is it like growing up as an EMS child? And unfortunately, we have only one of our children.
The other one says, can he be in his own podcast?
Tell him I can send him this and he can add into this. But in his own, he wants his own
No,
podcast?
he just asked if he could do it another time.
Well, he's out on this topic.
He's probably being lazy and doesn't want to get up.
So he's out on this topic. So we're going to go with
I think it should be Grown Up Shuts.
Growing Up Shuts. Yeah. Ooh, him and his podcast?
No, this one. He's not a Shuts.
Well, I know, but I mean, he kind of grew up Shuts and didn't even know he was going to grow up Shuts. That kind of happens. But okay, so we're going to talk about growing up as an EMS kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of, and what that did for you. This is scary because this leads us into allowing our child to say what he wants again. Man,
he always has.
But first, wait a minute. Is there anything else we need to add to the topic? Well, then we better play our theme song then.
Oh, my bad.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Schutz, and I'm the lead medic.
Hi, I'm James Schutz, and well, I'm the lead medic. And together, we're the Whiny Medics. All righty, and we're back from that. So as always, we've got to start our podcast. I know it's, the podcaster, man, there's so many things going on right now. We are so busy.
That Shuts has sucked putting one out.
I have. No, actually, I got them all out. Everything's out.
I can't get you in here to record another one. We had to get your kid to tell you he wanted to record. I know,
we recorded, and the recording is taking its time. But hey, that's because we super busy at work, super busy with the
We were
lodgings.
supposed to do this while they were here.
We were. They were actually in town a couple weekends ago. And
last weekend.
You see, that's how far away it is. And while they were here, we were supposed to do this, but we ran out of time.
We did.
So
there's a whirlwind.
But that's okay. We're making it work right now. So, but first.
Hey.
What?
What are we drinking?
You can't take that's my line.
No, I didn't say your line.
Oh.
I mean, I was going to ask, what time is it?
Hey, Jen, what time is it? It's wind down time.
You even took that from him.
From who?
You suck as a father.
Oh my God. So what are we drinking? You're not drinking, huh, JC?
We're going back to Fatas Winery.
Hey, you can't say that word.
It's
the
literal name of the company.
Be careful with the coaster that's backwards. That is Fatas Winery.
Hey, you know what? It's not backwards for them.
I don't know. Is it backwards for you? I can't see it. Maybe. Can't see it. It's okay. It'll show up there, though.
So Fatas Winery. So this is the country peach. I have not had this one, but everyone swears that it's really good.
When we were there, they said they were one of the very first ones to start out with a peach, a peach that was actually, these are peaches that are grown right there in Stonewall.
Mm-hmm.
And they made their wine with the Stonewall peaches.
Yep. So that's what we're doing.
Is that Stonewall in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. So, all right. So we're going to try it. Mm-hmm. It's a white wine. What does it talk about? Does it talk about good stuff?
It just tells our story.
Oh.
The same one we've read.
It smells good. I like the smell of it. Smells winey. Ha!
Are you becoming a...
I'm trying to learn here.
Oh.
To us.
Hey, back up.
Oh, I'm not allowed to drink on the mic. What good is that doing?
See, I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me that time? That's good. Hey, JC,
No,
you should have.
it was good. Good take.
You should have had some of this. This is very good.
Very peachy. It's peachy keen.
It's super light.
The only reason I'm not drinking is I got work tomorrow.
Where are you working tomorrow?
I work at Talladega Park.
Yay!
All right, tell them. Another firefighter's kids lost to the cops. Well, that just means he wasn't smart enough to pass a fire test.
Everybody can pass the fire test.
No, we'll go through it. We'll go into that in the podcast. Don't worry.
Whoa, that's not nice.
Okay, so for those that missed our other shame on you, you should go back and listen. Fatas Winery is in Fredericksburg.
Yes.
It's right off of 290, right?
Yep.
290.
I do have one of their hats that I've worn for several of the podcasts. It's got the Texas flag, and a lot of people look like a fat donkey. They look at it funny, and I'm like, no, it's Fatas Winery. It's actually
and we're
Fatas
actually drinking out of the Fatas
Ranch.
wine glasses today.
These are from a tasting we did to them. That was really
we
good.
have like 4 of them.
Yeah, it was really good. It's a really cool place, right there, right outside of Fredericksburg. Their vineyard, and they have like this huge. It's really cool because they have there is like a big old metal building that's there, and then they have like one right down the road called the Garage.
It's right next door, yeah.
Right next door. They're like sister wineries, and the Garage one is super cool because they actually have like badass cars inside there.
That you've not seen, right?
That I have not seen. No. Well, we've seen a couple of them. Me and Johnny thought about buying a couple of them. And we were sadly told by our wives that we are not allowed to spend that kind of money. So,
truth.
We're sad. We're still waiting.
So, if you're local, go to Fatas Winery and try their wine.
This is Country Peach. We've had... What other one? We had their chocolate one, didn't it? Or something like that?
Yes, it was really good. And we had another one too.
They have a jalapeno watermelon or jalapeno something.
So I kind of feel like jilted a little bit. It says Fatas Winery Ranch and Winery, Lubbock, Texas.
But
anyway, local for us is in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Go out and try them. Spend the whole day there. There's several wineries out there. And tasting
Fredericksburg
rooms.
It's become like a smaller, like California area type winery type place. 290 has.
It's just a nice place to go, especially on a Saturday or Sunday.
So, all right. So let's get into this.
All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Whoa.
We're going to roll it. What's it like growing up as an EMS kid? Because, there was lots of thoughts. And what brought this to mind was JC's idea. Now I'll record a podcast with y'all and kind of tell you, what it was like growing up as a kid with parents of EMS. Y'all have done married life in EMS. You've done your lives as EMS. But what about your kids? And we raised 4 children, and raised 4 children. Both of us working EMS. Both of us splitting shifts, trying to stay home with the kids, take care of the kids. Then eventually, on the same shifts, having the kids take care of each other. And then as they got older, moved out, then we moved back to split shifts again.
We probably don't want to know what happened when we were gone.
Yeah, I'm sure not. There was probably a lot of beatings that took place between the 4 of them as they were growing up that we did not know. Or the in and out of the house that we did not know, and things like that. But, ultimately, that everybody wonders is the job that we do, is it beneficial to our families? As beneficial as we believe it is? I mean, what do you say, JC?
It's like a coin. You've got one side that's, heads, which could be really, really beneficial to the kid and who could follow into the same exact thing that their parents did. It could be generational. You've got firefighters in New York that literally have generations, going from the start of fire to now, and every one of them have been in fire, and not only just fire, but you have people like me and my other brother who went into just law enforcement just due to different things in our lives. But and our interests have changed. But you've also got on the tail side of the coin where it could, potentially cause a negative animosity towards that because your parents are taken away from you in a sense, in that way. So I kind of focus on the bright side of things.
Yeah, ultimately, you look at it and you're spending 24 hours out of the day away from your kids, away from your family, whether you're your husband, wife, kids, whatever. You're spending that time away. So it's not with them where an 8 to 5 job at 5 o'clock in the evening, you're coming home.
But the nice part was we were able to make like school functions and things like that without having to take off.
I think that was the way we always
or
looked
be
at
home
it
to help
was
with homework.
The idea of always being able to be in the middle of the week, go do things and being able to be at the school for certain things as the kids were growing up. How did you see the difference between that, JC, in between that and other kids?
I mean, to an extent, yes. Just because the fire business, like I didn't starting to notice or pay attention to it until I got in high school. Because I was in my marching band, high school marching band. So it didn't matter what was going on Friday nights in our small town. Football is everything. So, and there was always one of my parents at the football game, whether they were there watching us march or helping out with the football game by themselves. It was nice to have your parents there no matter what, to see you do the things that you enjoy. So, I mean, yes, I didn't have the suburban lifestyle of being picked up at school, but I mean, what's that really worth?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want my parent picking me out.
Knowing us, I knew you didn't want us picking you up.
I mean, he'd come pick you up and clown or something,
right? I think really, we made field trips as the kids were younger. As y'all were younger, we made field trips and we made sure that, hey, if not one, or the other, we were off for that and had the availability to deal with that.
Or we could switch.
Yeah, or I think that's the biggest thing is that availability to switch shifts with people. Made a huge impact on how we were able to, take the time to go do things like that. I think that made a huge difference. I think one of the interesting parts is if you needed, taking off in the middle of the week to go do things was really made it, especially during the summer when everybody was off for school. Most parents are still working 8 to 5. We had the availability to go do things in the middle of the week because we were off for 2 days, or for a week, So I lost my train of thought. What you got?
So having a parent that worked for the city, how did that work out for you as a teenager driving and running around and doing your teenage thing, knowing that probably every cop in the city.
Oh, they
knew
did.
You.
They knew me and they knew him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did that, so, how did that work out for you? I just want to know.
It kind of benefited me because it kind of kept my young teen, want to do this in my car kind of thing down. Or at least at bay, because I knew if I got pulled over, my dad, instead of me going to jail or me getting a ticket, my dad would be getting a phone call and I'd have to be dealing with 10 times worse than ever dealing with a ticket.
Oh yeah.
Because, dad being a firefighter, it wouldn't just stay with Dad. It'd go around the firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And us being,
trust me.
with a
We know those stories.
Yeah, because if one firefighter
Yes.
knows you, all firefighters know
Uh-huh.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
There's a name for him.
There is a name. We're not going to discuss that on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Is that a
no,
different
we're
one?
not. No. Momo listens to this. We don't want to talk about it. I'm hoping she forgot it by now.
No, none of them have. I'm going to tell you, infamous.
So,
But
but we kept you guys pretty busy. Like all four of you had extracurriculars of some sort. And,
Yeah.
we thought we were being smart by keeping y'all busy. That way y'all could stay out of trouble. I don't know if that actually worked out, but
In between showing animals, sports, band, and everything else, I mean, it was a steady go. I mean, all
For
the way
all of
up
us.
through high school, making sure that y'all were doing. I think for the most part, all y'all showed an animal through most of high school, as well as at the same time, band. All three of you were a part of the band. The other one was into sports medicine, to where he is a manager for the football team. So every Friday night, you were all busy.
mm-hmm.
That kind of helped to kind of curve a lot of that. But then at the same time, as parents, we knew, that we still had to take care of, to make the money. So we weren't there for, a lot of it, but it had to be there for most of it.
Well, we got to go to state with him.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the cool things is we were like several of the parents who were not capable of taking off during the middle of the week to go to the state marching competitions. And we went to the state march competition with you. We went to it with, I think with Dustin. And I don't think Layla ever went to state. But in a couple of her major competitions we went to that she had. So we were able to make those where a lot of the parents were not due to what their normal jobs would be. I think it would be hard pressed to say that our current jobs we would be able to do those types of things with now, because we are busy in an office or busy during a day, during a week.
Yeah.
So it kind of changes up things.
Did you learn anything from us growing up?
I learned a lot. So kind of to piggyback off of kind of what y'all are saying. So with growing up in high school and growing up with my parents in EMS, it kind of changes your viewpoint on the world because you don't get to do the quote unquote fun things as other kids do. You don't get to go to the high school parties and stuff like that. Just because Dad says nothing good happens after 2 a.m. That's also because both of y'all have seen things after 2 a.m. where you've seen those people that have done things.
I don't know where you heard 2 a.m. That's
time,
a little bit of a stretch. I think it's midnight. Good stretch though.
But I didn't get to go to the high school parties. Don't get me wrong. I got away with the things, Tanner. But as far as learning things, absolutely. I learned how to, looking back on my life, I learned how to parent my own child, how to be not as strict as per se, but because I wouldn't take what y'all did growing up as strict, because y'all weren't strict by any means. Y'all just had seen things and
yeah,
y'all just had seen things and wanted to protect us to the best of your ability. So I would say I learned a lot as far as how to parent my own kid, but also, kind of keep a watchful eye out.
I think that's part of, what that taking off the uniform is, knowing that we see so much and trying not to bring that back into the house, and knowing that, that you're shielding as you raise your children, you're trying to shield them. Inevitably, ultimately, story wise, I'm sure between me and Mom talking about different calls and things like that, you probably had a pretty good grasp of the medical side of things from what we would discuss when it come to calls, right?
Absolutely. I still to this day, I can overhear something. When I first started EMT school, not my first time, because this is my second time go around. But looking back and I overhearing conversations with people and stuff like that, and them hearing diagnosis and stuff like that. I completely understand what they're talking about, even though I have no medical training per se, but I understand to an extent of what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, as you talk with your spouse or what have you, and your kids overhear things like that. And that's one of the things is that we always understood was that our kids, I mean, I think even at a young age, Dustin was, or I think it was Dustin was the one who told his teacher that little hanging down thing in the back of your throat was the vallecula. And he's like, and they were like, huh? They were like, how do you know that? And he's like, my parents are paramedics.
That's funny.
I mean,
we really didn't shield y'all from much. If we saw something and we wanted to talk about it, we talked about it because
it was very much.
We wanted to protect you guys from having to experience some of those not so fun times.
It was very much the shock and awe that you look at from the, what is that? Whenever they do the drunk driving with the teenagers. Man.
Why'd you say
Shattered
that?
Dreams.
Yeah.
The shock and awe that you get from Shattered Dreams was on a daily basis when it come to something we realized and something we seen. And we were like, hey guys, you're out there driving now. You're out there doing this. This is what we come in contact with. You don't want to be part of. And that did that change? Did you stop and think when you were doing things, JC, whether that made a difference?
To an extent, I would say. I never really thought about, because I never growing up drank and drive. I still don't drink and drive. It's just kind of like one of the things y'all just, instilled in us as a whole is that's going to happen to you. So I never really had that mindset of, oh, this could happen to me, because I never really thought of doing it. Mm-hmm. There was never really a want to do it.
Yeah, but but there's a lot of things that we come in contact with. I remember, for instance, the kids, and I think that's one of the hardest parts is when you realize that a lot of the kids who are involved in your calls in your area are friends of your kids. That makes a difference. That's the hard part, is trying to come home and not tell them about it until they find out like everybody else, and then turn around and say, okay, let me help you through this. I don't think we ever really had that situation. I know there's only one other time. There was only really one time that was an issue for you. You had,
yeah,
because you had Eli that was there. That was an issue. Was it you or Dustin that was Caleb and Sierra? Because that was around y'all's grade.
That was me. That was,
I think all of them.
I had Caleb in my class.
Yeah. So, that was.
Sierra was 2 grades ahead of us. And then, she was a grade ahead of us. And then Caleb was in my class. Yeah. He was supposed to graduate with me.
And I speak of these because of the fact that
that we were on any of these
calls.
No,
we were not around.
We were not on either of these calls. That's
none of these calls we were a part of at all. These are calls that were friends of yours that had taken place, but we had heard about them through the grapevine beforehand, and kind of prepared ourselves on how to manage the situation for y'all. So as your kids get older, and they have, as it's cool when they're little, it's easy to shield them, but as they get older, it's harder to shield as they get older and start to venture out more. I think that's one of the hardest things we deal with now, is even as they're grown adults, it's still hard to shield anything.
Well, we still live in our small town, and a lot of their friends still do too. So
yeah, and we see a lot of their friends on a regular basis too, so it makes a difference. So what are you thinking? Well, so you got. So what do you think?
Want to say?
What do you want to say? What's up? What's in your mind?
So I kind of want to start with, because you already jabbed at me once for
Hold on.
I'm
I'm
gonna
need a little more of this first.
Yeah, you probably
Hold on. We need a little bit more. Just
Actually, should we take a break?
Oh no, we got.
We good? Okay.
We can. We could. You know what? We can take a. We're right here at the 27
We're
minute
gonna
mark.
take a break, and
Let's
then we'll come back and let JC take the wings.
We're gonna take a quick break, and JC's gonna take the wheels.
Yeah.
For a whole minute. Be right back. Hey guys, James here. Are you looking to recertify your NREMT? CE Solutions NREMT program is an all-inclusive and will give you all the course required by the NREMT for recertification. Whether you're an EMR, an EMT, an advanced EMT, or a paramedic, CE Solutions has a package for you. Visit www.ems-ce.com for more details.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yeah, y'all. Hey, you're supposed to say we're back. Never mind.
we're back.
He's a little below. He's lagging. Is that a word? Lagging? Why are you looking at me like that for?
I'm not.
Why do you have a hat on today? This is weird because I have no hat on and you have a hat
read
on.
this?
Bad hair day?
Yeah.
That's fine. I finally got a cut today. It was kind of nice. Although I will say this, when my normal barber is really super busy on a Saturday, Roosters is always really nice to go by and visit. They're all right.
Did you get a beer?
I did not get a beer, although I'm kind of upset about that. I didn't get a beer. That's okay. I probably didn't need any after cutting wood all morning long and drinking couple beers. I probably didn't need another beer.
So we're going to return to JC here. He's going to tell us some of his thoughts.
All right. I'm good with that. Maybe. Alabama's not too far. I can fly there if you get too bad. Get too mouthy. Just saying.
Too mouthy? where do we draw the line at though?
No F words.
Delete.
So, to kind of, you already jabbed at me once for getting into the law enforcement side of things. That we all know that I was a firefighter explorer. Mm-hmm. A nice little stint of that. I absolutely loved it. Still love the fire and EMS side of things. But the law enforcement side actually called me and was more my thing. Started whenever it was, I joined the Army as an MP, got to actually enjoy being law enforcement or quote unquote law enforcement. For those people who don't agree with MPs being law enforcement. But I actually enjoyed my time doing it. So I figured why change up my lifestyle there? And, if I enjoyed it, why not keep trying it? I learned that from y'all. Y'all found y'all's passion in fire and EMS and, pursued it to the maximum potential. So I figured I found something that I'm passionate about. Why not pursue it to its, my maximum potential of it? And my dream is to be a Texas Ranger, which I will, achieve some point in my life. But
hey,
is my side.
Hold on a second. I don't mean to intervene here, but you gotta live in Texas to be a Texas Ranger. I'm just saying.
We will make our way back whenever finances and life. You always taught me that life is a whole lot of ups and downs. That whenever it starts to pan out and make it more level, then it's the right time to move. We'll move.
I'm about to say, do they have Alabama Rangers? I don't think so.
They have. I don't think so.
They have state
police.
They might
have some detective.
They have state police.
Oh, I guess they're going to make Yingling here, huh?
Yes. Yingling is coming in the fall. We had a discussion about that today. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Mom talked to me about this. They're coming in the fall, and Uncle Gordon was out at the farm today while we were cutting up wood, and I offered him a Yingling. He goes, I drink that all the time when I'm at the house. I'm like, you want one now? I got one right. He goes, where the heck did you get it? I had to explain to him that I've been running it from Alabama over to here. Little did I know I can go to Louisiana and get it. Poor me.
Yeah,
All right.
just go right over the border.
I know. But anyways, keep
It's
going.
not there though.
Keep going. It's not, Ev's not there.
No. But so having y'all as my parents, kind of, there's certain things that have happened, such as there was, going back to the beginning where you asked me, or Mom asked me about getting stopped as a teenager. I did get stopped once, and I got the full works of Burnett Police Department on me.
Yes, you
and
did.
it ended up being just a minor mishap.
Didn't that when y'all you were taken down by gun? Didn't they have
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a felony stop. I don't know how you
Roll
get.
It was a
car.
full-fledged felony stop.
Only my kid can get stopped with a felony stop. And once they realize that who it was, they're like, oh, whatever. Like, get home.
That was funny.
I think we were just going to eat that day, and I was like, okay, this cop is following me. I'm going to try to, lose him for a second. And sure enough, I fell right in their trap, and it didn't go very well.
Nah.
But, certain things like that kind of were eye-opening to me, as far as, the name that my parents have, because it's not just you, Dad, who works for the city. It's also Mom, who's been in Burnett her entire life, that, you throw your name out there and one of them's going to touch. Be like, oh, I know who that person is. Oh, I've been there with this person. I went to high school with that person. That kind of awe from, that you don't really understand until you're an adult. You think about it as an adult with a more experienced brain. You're like, wow, that's the kind of impression my parents have not only left upon me, but an entire city alone, where you kind of have to make your name in a small city. But kind of going back towards
Right? Hopefully it's all positive. I mean, most of it is for me anyways. I'm always liked.
but kind of like touching towards, like, having my friends that, y'all see my friends and whatnot. There was one time I had a friend who was messaging me on Facebook or something like that. And she was like, hey, is your dad this guy? I was like, yeah, that's my dad. She's like, oh, well, your dad ran a call on me the other day. It's like, he did what? She was like, yeah, I met him. I was already, I think in Germany at the time or something like that. Or I was away from Burnett completely. And I got a message on Facebook and was like, we haven't talked since high school. You're like a grade ahead of me. I didn't really talk to you while I was in high school. And now you're just messaging me saying that you're my parents. You met my parents now, but kind of like that. So y'all having touch with the people that I grew up with, it doesn't really affect me as far as how I am, because it doesn't really bother me. But it's funny to see that y'all, it's the fire and EMS still has the amount of touch y'all have overall. Kind of does its own justice.
Yeah, it's like its own community. It's a small family or a big family.
Well, not only that, but EMS and I really think we don't look at it as EMS, fire, and police they're ultimately held to a higher standard, and that higher standard is followed throughout the whole entire community. I'm a firm believer that you can do 100 things right, but it's the one thing you did wrong that one time that makes everybody in the community all of a sudden bash you. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we see it. We still see it, and I see it in different situations. And now I'm at a point where I'm part-time at the fire station, and it took everything I have not to stand up for my guys, not to stand up for my second family. That's the thing is when you see somebody publicly bashing your department and you live there, that's your boys, that's your family, your second family. Mm-hmm. It takes everything to keep from standing up for them.
Literally not let you have the phone.
But yeah, I mean, but at the same point in time, we can't do that. But we also know that, I'll stand up for any police officers' kids that I've worked with, and they'll stand up for mine. I've had multiple stand up for mine, and I'll never forget the time that Dustin had his accident. When he was in high school, And one of the officers he was highly, he straight up said, hey, he told him he had his wallet and he didn't have his wallet at that time. And the guy told him afterwards, he goes, don't you ever lie to me again. And I mean, I watched him and I stood right beside him. I was like, you go right ahead and you talk to my son that way because you're right. And he knows better. And now you look at it and say, well, he's a cop,
Well, the story behind that was is that he had called you.
Yeah, he called me to bring his wallet. Yeah.
So
yeah, which is right around the corner from where the accident took place. He was going somewhere real quick and ended up going through a yield sign too fast. Nothing really big, minor accident, But at the same point in time, it was a cop friend of mine that he basically told him. He said, "Hey, which was a mentor of his,
yes.
And he looked up to him, and he knew with me standing there that." He had the ability to talk to my kid and really talk sense to him. And he never once left the house without a wallet in his pocket after that.
Yeah. Well, he was also a police explorer all 4 years of his high school. So like you said, that was his mentor too.
Yeah.
And we always told them to treat our kids the way they would treat any other person that they were dealing with, because we want our kids to grow up with integrity and learn what they need to learn and not be held or treated differently.
Right. So growing up with the thought process of if you go to jail, don't call me, because that was my dad's thought process with me.
That was your thought process.
How is that for you?
How many times did you hear that in our house?
Right.
Too many.
Yeah.
I mean, so, kind of I never put myself in that situation to have to worry about going to jail or anything like that. But just the sheer fact of if I get pulled over and having the full might of, Burnet Police Department come down on me, plus it wouldn't just be the police department, it'd be fire and EMS right there along with them, hand in hand, basically give me hell for the rest of my life. Because even if I come to the firehouse to see you or anything like that where you're at work, I still get called names, treated because I grew up in the firehouse with them. They're my family also, because it trickles down. Them being your second family, they're like my third family. Mm-hmm. So you kind of you're a part of that culture, even while being a kid.
I think that's...
I never really had that mindset.
I agree with that 100%, because even Layla, we were at the fire station. I was at the fire station, Thursday night, and she brought Bonnie up to visit. And because one of the guys, he actually has Bonnie's sister, who's our Great Dane, has her sister, and he had not seen her. So she brought my puppy up to the fire station. And as she introduces herself to a new paramedic there, at the fire station, she says, I'm Layla Schutz, and I'm his daughter. I've been around this fire station since I was, 6 years old. I grew up here. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, so Shorts and all the others that were there, that's like second family to her. They watched, all of the guys who I've been there with and have worked with have watched y'all grow up, watched y'all, as young children become grown adults, and they've all partake in some part of, either discussing about you or this or that, and, things and stuff, whether it's just with me or talking to y'all, made a difference, and I think I think that part of an extended family, where that thought process of it takes a village. In EMS and fire, we have more than a village. We have extended family. And I think it's
inevitable when you're working shift work. Your partners, the people you work with that are around you, they all learn, because we talk about them. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this is what we did, and this, and this is going on. I mean, we all do it.
Yeah, I mean, even for you and although the kids didn't always make the trip to Llano to be with you.
Yeah, everybody knows who they are.
They knew who they were because they talked to them or they met them sometime or another, and they, I think what we don't realize is that we're building. Yes, it's difficult to raise our children as EMS kids, but at the same point in time, we're building and showing them that family is not just people with the same last name. We're showing that family is anybody outside that helps and taking care of us. And I think that's a huge difference in what we're doing.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that and the idea of I think it's funny is the watchful eye of everybody is on the EMS kid because everybody knows them. Would you not agree, JC?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd
and then
agree.
mom threatening you every time you walk out the door that I'll drug test you. Yeah.
Why would you have to drug test him? I mean, he was a good kid.
I threatened all of them.
There's just a few times we wondered.
No.
I wondered the other night.
I've asked that question several times since she's been here by herself. Yeah, we're talking about Layla. But Layla's a whole different character.
Layla is her own monster.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like once we all left the house, she was just like left to fend by herself, and she's like, let's find a new path.
Yep.
I think
I'll tell you what, though, she is, for someone who doesn't like to go places alone, or like when we go to new places, she's a very independent person.
Mm-hmm.
You would never know it, but she is very independent.
Yes. She tries taking care of her own stuff for the most part. Sometimes.
Most of the time.
And I commend her a lot for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
May not say that too loud.
Right. Yeah. She's not here right now, so we're okay. But when I don't even know.
She
if
listens to the podcast.
Does she listens? Oh God, that's not gonna be. We invited her to sit in on this one, and she could have partaked, and she was like, "Y'all don't want me in there, I promise you." I'm like, "Oh my God, what would she say?" And she's like, I think she's like David. She wants her own.
Nah.
So as we bring this to a close, ultimately,
Did he get to say everything you wanted?
did you get to say everything you wanted to?
Yeah, mostly. I think the last thing I want to say is, growing up in fire and EMS as an EMS kid, and the path I chose for my life is, I have to take pieces from what y'all gave me with my life choices and the career choice I have chose to be a police officer. I'm passing that on to my daughter, no matter what. I'm passing that on to her. So I have to take what y'all given me and, create it to be my own, and then pass it down to her and make the best decisions for her, because she's going to be living the same lifestyle that I had.
She's going to be a hell of a doctor one day, though. Just plan on that. You better have lots of money for college.
She's my retirement fund.
Yeah, you better have lots of money for college, because she's going to be a doctor as smart as she is. She's a lot smarter than you.
I know my wife's going to put me in a home, so she's going to have to keep me out.
No. She's going to be a doctor. She'll be fine.
Your wife's what?
He said
my wife's going to end up putting me
Oh.
you're going to put him in a
myself.
home. That's okay. See, that happens. Sometimes we have to put our spouses in a nursing home by themselves. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Maybe.
No.
No? Maybe.
You can't survive without me.
You're dang right about that. Whew. Huh. Oh, I'm serious. I'm just playing. No, I mean, I was just playing. I love you.
Yeah, I watched Snapped.
God, snapped on the lifetime. Oh man, that used to be the Oxygen channel, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
used to be
actually didn't watch
Oxygen,
it.
and now it's like all about murder. I mean, like, if you want to know how to kill somebody, watch Snapped. It tells you everything not to do. Just remember, if I end up missing, I'm in Inks Lake. Just saying. I'm just giving them a starting grounds, okay?
What makes you think she puts you in a lake?
What? He's crazy.
I said, what makes you think she's going to put you in a lake? That's literally like block 1, do not do.
No, I got a boat. She'll go float me out there, and that sucker never goes empty. That thing's never empty. It's always got water in it.
Yeah, but y'all have firefighters that literally train in that lake.
Yeah, well,
Yes, we do.
All right, can we stop talking about my death? This is kind of awkward. I'm sitting right here, you two. Both y'all out of the wheel. None skis.
There is no wheel.
Okay, so there may be no more life insurance. Anyway, so as we come to a conclusion, I guess the biggest thing is was there any that was just totally detrimental things in life that really truly created a problem for you in your life because of us being in EMS?
Absolutely not. I actually think it actually helped me a lot and shaped me to be the person I am with the high standards that y'all were held to. I was held to those same standards by myself because I wanted to not tarnish y'all's reputation by something I did. Not that it ever would, but I held myself to that standard also. So I always pushed myself to be better. It didn't always work. I didn't always meet my own mark, but I think I'm starting to hit that mark now as an adult.
Yeah, I think it's an ongoing thing. And the good thing is you've only got a daughter right now. But when you get a son, you'll understand that as the age of 13 all the way up to 24 years old or so, that the brain stops functioning. And whenever it stops functioning, that's just a blur. And then once you hit 24, you realize that, especially once you've been 24 and your dad, you start to realize that, like, holy crap, man, maybe I was wrong. And we had this conversation. We had this conversation at the fire station the other day about when you have to make that phone call to your father and say, you know what, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for my phone call. Don't worry.
I apologize about my parents.
It happens.
I'm still waiting for my point to have to make the phone call.
Well, I think that, we've talked about now both of us were in EMS and fire. So, but I was a single mom and did it for a while too. And luckily, David's dad was very helpful. My parents were very helpful, to support me in the career that I had. But I think that we had a lot of good in the way we did it. It didn't benefit you and I, so to speak, as far as maybe it did help our relationship. We stayed together. Mm-hmm. But, we didn't see each other every night, but the kids saw one of us every night.
I think that's it is, there was a point in time in my career
home. Yeah.
There was a point in time in my career and somebody told me, he said, hey, maybe you ought to think about getting out of this because somebody needs to be home on a nightly basis with these kids. And I was like, what more of a person needs to be at home when there's one of us always at home? We never went a night without one of us being there unless, every few nights as they got older. Now, once they switched, they got older and the boys were, 15, 16 years old. They were able to take care of the younger ones, which were much younger.
Which don't freak out people. My parents live right around the block.
Yeah, her parents live right around the block. I work in town and almost always here within, literally my station was one block from the house.
Yeah, they had a great response time when we caught the oven on fire.
Yeah, they were here in no time. And I wasn't even on call then. I was actually on my way out of town. Both the times that you've tried catching a house on fire, I've been out of town.
No, sir. You got burnt the one time.
Oh, I did get burnt the second time. So I was here.
I will say JC knew exactly what to do, even though I told him no.
Well, yeah.
He went and got the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Which is much better than you calling your mom instead of 911. Remember the second time? Yep.
I got nervous. I guess I should go to the clown performances more often and learn something.
Anyways, but ultimately, and that's the thing is, I think the purpose of this was to finally, to give a kid, a child, not a child, but one of our children's mindset of whether it's beneficial what we do. We know that what we do has a big benefit to our community. It has a big benefit to our relationships sometimes. We're almost on 11 years now. Almost 12. Just giving you a heads up. It's coming around the corner. Like next week or two.
We've been together longer than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But married wise.
Yeah, 11 years.
Yeah. So it's right around the corner. But it has a lot to do with that. And I think there shouldn't be a worry about whether your kids are being affected by what you're doing as your life. I know I've been confronted by people I work with before and said, how is my kid going to manage with me coming to work full time here? And things like that. And the thing and I explained to her, I said, kids are young, kids are adapt. Kids will learn to love the idea of what you're doing. Would you agree with that?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 is not really the norm anymore.
Nah. I mean, would you agree with that, JC, that kids adapt and kids learn to love what their parents are doing?
Absolutely. My dad got to be the cool guy at the career day who actually got to bring a cool thing. He didn't bring a briefcase. He brought a fire truck.
Yeah.
You
big ass
going
water
into
gun.
first responder, you going into first responder, it doesn't matter. We get the cool toys. We get the lights, the sirens, stuff like that. So your kids, whenever they see you growing up, I still, to this day, when we were home this past weekend, I was like, my daughter still has yet to see a fire truck. She's yet to see, that was something I grew up loving. That I grew up loving. So, that's something it's fun.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I kind of need her here. If you can bring her back sometime around I think it's April 7th or 10th or whatever. She needs to be in a pet parade when I have my fire truck being pulled by the dogs. Otherwise, Asher's going to take her spot this year and she can have next year. But we're going to win the pet parade.
Well, you're going to have to come get her. So
we're going to have the pet parade beaten. we're going to win the pet parade at the Bluebonnet Festival with the...
You can't tell her by your idea.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. But then ain't nobody got my pedal car like me. I got an awesome pedal car. I'm just saying. And it's being pulled by Great Danes of all things. We need your dog Clyde to step it up. He's got to get big quick. With that, ultimately, and I think that's the thing is we wanted to see the different perspectives of it. Anything else? No. Anything else? Last comments, JC, as we finish this one out. I'm almost finished with my glass of wine.
Nope.
By all means, go to Fatas Winery. If you can get and locate a bottle of their country peach, it is very good.
Mm-hmm. And it's coming up, it's coming up springtime, I guess. But the chocolate that we had on here a while back, a lot of people like to drink that on, they'd pour a little on their ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it does say on the bottle, pairs well with fried catfish.
I don't know about fried catfish, but I know this much is if you were to take this and really throw in some strawberries and some sangria mix on a Saturday, this drinks, and I'm not a wine kind of guy. I like my whiskeys, but I like this. This is good. This is good wine. It is probably, I would say it ranks up there in my top 5.
I think it's one of their top ones.
Yeah, it ranks in my top 5. Mm-hmm. Next time we go to Fat Ass, we're going to make sure we get another bottle. Hey, we're going to send a bottle. Can we send it in the mail? I don't know. Can we send the wine in the mail? We're going to figure it out. We may have to sneak this one in. We're going to get a bottle out to my daughter-in-law.
Are you kids now?
Huh?
What?
What was that, JC?
You said you can't send in mail here to Alabama.
I know. All right. So here's what we're going to hey, that means we got to take a trip. Got to take a trip. We're going to do some more shine running. We're going to run some wine over there to Alabama and bring back some Yingling. Shine and we'll get some wine and Lone Star. Are we still getting the Lone Star over there? No. See,
I'm down to drink anything.
Yeah, but yeah, we can figure it out one way or another, and we'll save a bottle for Anna. Yeah. She'd like this one. Mm-hmm. I think she'll like it. But
so good luck tomorrow.
Yes, have a good shift. Have a good day. When do you start the academy again?
Thank you. April 26th.
All right.
Is when I'm supposed to be leaving for the academy.
So everybody wish our son JC good luck on his first day tomorrow and going to academy.
Yeah, you got to be. Being a cop these days is.
And our daughter-in-law is gonna be starting her new job soon too.
Yeah. Don't forget about her. She's got a whole new world ahead of her. But yeah,
These are well, this is one of our oldest sons and
Mhm.
and his wife and their daughter Ev that we always talk about.
Yeah.
And
The princess.
yeah, and they have goals. You know, they start their careers and get a house and be successful adults.
Yeah. Yeah. And
They already are, but you know,
be successful adults. And I think the thing we always want our kids to do is be productive members of society.
and JC as always, and as is in
both
his adult life,
both
has,
of them
yes.
having coming from the military background, both of them having spent time in the Army. I think that's kind of what's driven both of them to be. I mean, I'm super proud of both of them for everything they've done. And then their princess
She trumps.
she trumps everybody except for the other ones. I mean, she's like right up there close. Well, I mean, kind of. Hey, not only that, but we got a new one on the way. She should be here shortly. Just
We
saying.
can't give away the day.
No, I'm not giving away the day. I'm just saying. Do what, JC?
So the next couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Next couple of days.
Yeah. Miss Olivia's going to make her way.
We're about to be 2-2.
2-2. Hey, you know what? One more. We'll have a baseball team. Or, I mean, a basketball team. We can have a co-ed basketball team. I'm in. I'm going to be the coach.
Oh, God.
I have another while.
What? I suck at basketball.
I
So
said I'm not having another one for a while. So
yeah, I would.
I think you and David are on the same page with that one.
Yeah, we got a little waits time.
Yeah.
That's all right. That gives us time to spoil 5. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're getting out of here. You get out of here and go take care of them too. We're out of here.
All right. We love you. Have a good first day.
thank you. Love y'all.
Love you. Bye. Everybody.